Ho, 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 you bourbon hooligans. Tonight we crack open the James E. Pepper Batch Proof. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show. Well, I have to admit, I found a unicorn and really wasn't looking for one at the time. Apparently this James E. Pepper came out in October of this year, and with this decanter style bottle, and let me show you this bottle, see if I can get a little close up to it. It is absolutely beautiful. Back and front. And it's got a wonderful, nice, large, very pretty wood topper on it. It looks like a natural cork, and it is around 106 proof, 52.8%. If you go to jamesepepper.com, you can find this barrel proof reference, and they say it's Decanter Barrel Proof Kentucky Straight Bourbon. This is a recreation of a bottle produced at our distillery in 1945. It was designed to highlight the rich color of the whiskeys we produce due to our lower barrel entry proof and use of the finest cooperage, which is barrels. So it's kind of like you say, well, 58.8 or around 106 proof doesn't sound barrel proof. Well, they have a low entry proof, so they can bring it back out at 106 without having to dilute it, filter it. So it's uncut, unfiltered, straight from the barrel. And believe it or not, I got this for $62.99. I found it by accident. I was at a new bottle shop in North Georgia, and I was looking at what they had, and I noticed a lot of James E. Pepper, and I've been kind of interested in it for a while. I've seen several store pick James E. Peppers, and just kind of like, well, this has got some interesting history to it. I might want to look into it. And so I almost bought the regular James E. Pepper I saw, and I think it was probably around $49, $50. And I'm going down the aisle, and I see this one, and it says James E. Pepper. I'm like, well, that doesn't look like any of the normal James E. Pepper bottles that I see, or the 1776 bottles that you see normally. And I started reading about it. It said this is barrel proof at 52.8%. And it's such a beautiful bottle. And it's this one is batch number 2. Sean with Echoes in Eternity Bourbon about a week ago had a review of batch number 1. I didn't know that until I found this, and I said, well, what's the deal with this? I need to look it up. And then, of course, Sean with Echo in Eternity is on YouTube already talking about it. Beat me to it again. Sean, come on. Now, I love Sean. And he liked it, and I read a couple other reviews talking about the tasting notes and how good of a bourbon was and how great of a value it is. So, here tonight, we're going to do a normal first pour review and just see how much we like it. As I was pouring it, I noticed what a big glass lip it has on it. I mean, really easy to one hand pour it without spilling a drop. I love that. They also talk about the bourbon itself, and says it's a unique blend of our oldest stocks and distinct mash bills consisting of corn, rye, malted barley, and malted rye, aged in new oak or new toasted and charred barrels made from Kentucky oak, air seasoned a minimum of 18 to 24 months, water sourced from the historic distillery well, distilled and bottled at the historic James E. Pepper Distillery, Kentucky number 5, in Lexington, Kentucky. Average age of whiskey is 5.5 years, bottled straight from the barrel, uncut and unfiltered. for $62.99, people. Dang. And it's a beautiful bottle. My wife always said, when you empty that, that's going to be our decanter downstairs. She'll take the label off of it, although I'm not sure I want to do that, but it would make a beautiful decanter. It would make a beautiful infinity bottle as well. They do talk a little bit about the tasting notes. It's on the nose: toasted oak, walnuts, syrup, marzipan, and anise. I'll have to look up what anise is. Well, I do pick up the oak right away. A kind of a sweet oak. Vanilla. Maybe some dark fruit. I'm not getting the marzipan, but the oak. And I can't pick up walnuts, but definitely a sweet oak, vanilla, baking spices, and dark fruit. Cheers. Oh my. That is got some really interesting baking spices right up front. Just a little bit on the peppery side. Kind of a white pepper, not a dark pepper. But I mean, nutmeg and cloves and vanilla, and it's a lot of it. I mean, you know how sometimes in a cask strength you just get like bombarded with flavor and baking spices. It's not quite that strong, but for 106 proof, it wows you. And definitely, I don't know, cherries, raspberries, definitely some dark fruit going on there. Not too oaky. It actually tastes less oaky than it smelled. What do they say about it? Front palate oak and dried dark fruits. I agree with that. Although the oak is light and it's sweet. The mid palate carries through with some extra notes of toasted oak and citrus peel. Really? Let's take one more sip and we're going to go to final thoughts. Final thoughts. You know, I was trying to figure out the finish before I went to that, and I can't tell you other than that the flavor on the palate goes into the finish. The sweetness, the baking spices, the cherries, the dark fruits, the vanilla, and decent finish too. I mean, it's good. I'm still enjoying it. It's very good. What do they say about the finish? Long with strong notes of creamy vanilla and clove and nutmeg. I hadn't read that, but I 100,000% agree with that. What a beautiful bottle and what a beautiful bourbon. I am thoroughly impressed. I mean, I've had bourbons twice the cost of this one and not half as good. So that brings us to our recommendation system, 1 through 5, 1 being stop the video and go get it right now. It's good, and let me tell you, I was so close to giving it a number 1, but I think it probably is, since it just came out in October. It's probably limited where it is. So I would say solid number 2, make it your next purchase. Next time you're in a bottle shop, look around for James E. Pepper. You find their regular, similar bottles, you know, it's the regular tall, long bottles. Look to see if they have the decanter. Buy one for you and buy one for a friend. You will make a friend for life by giving this, especially as a Christmas present. So Go out there, see if you can find it. Don't buy every one on the shelf. Save some for me. But if you find one, as nice as it is, your friends are going to say, "Oh man, I've got to have that bottle." Well, here you go, buddy. I was saving this for you. What a great present that would be for someone you really care for. So, we hope you like this video. You'll comment and share, and let me know if you're a James E. Pepper fan. This is my first experience with it. I am floored by what I'm getting in such a beautiful bottle for under $100. As always, never drink and drive. Please drink responsibly, and we will see you next time. Oh, my wife is already thinking, "You need to go get another one." I said, "Honey, I haven't even tasted it yet."